Thanks, Gregor. Good morning, Pierre Luc. Got a few more games under your belt now. How are you feeling about the process of integrating with the Jets here?
I think it's getting better and better. I think system wise, line mates and stuff like that. Um, you know, I was once told by a coach that you as the more you play with guys, the more you find their tendencies. Whether it's a defenseman that like maybe some guys like reversing the puck more, some guys going like skating it more, stuff like that. I think that comes with time, especially as a centerman. To be able to read what your D's want, what your wingers want, what the tendencies are. I think it's something that takes time, but like I said, I'm getting it there day by day.
We'll go next to Scott Billick from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Pierre Luc. Wondering just how challenging it's been to kind of transition to a new team, and maybe even more so this season, given, well, one, quarantine, and two, obviously being out for a couple of weeks injured as well. Just how difficult or maybe easy has it been to kind of integrate and kind of get your legs under you and kind of find your way so far?
I think this year, because of COVID, definitely made it harder. I mean, I not only had to adjust to a new team, new teammates, line mates, everything, but also not playing for 2 weeks and then not playing for a week. I felt like the first couple of games I played, I had to get my legs back. And then I felt like, everybody's at game 20 of the season. I was at game 4 or 5. Everybody took a step up in their pace, and I was still chasing that pace. I feel like, I can still improve a lot on a lot of things. I'm not necessarily happy with where my game's at right now still, but like I said before, it's something that happens day by day. Just playing, just practicing, being around the guys, watching film, stuff like that. That's the only way to learn from it.
We'll go next to Mike McIntyre from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Gregor. Morning, Pierre Luc. You mentioned familiarity with your line mates. How about familiarity with your opponent tonight? This is going to be, I guess, their 5th and then 6th game against Montreal in relative short order. One of the quirks, I guess, of the schedule this year. But what are you expecting from a Montreal team that's just lost a couple in a row against Calgary?
Yeah, they're a hard team to play against. I mean, pretty much every team in our division is. They're a team that goes hard to the net, shoot a lot of pucks, converge a lot. It's not easy. You can forget, one stick. It could be a small mistake, like forgetting the guy's stick in front of the net, and that's what scores the goal. So we have to be on our game tonight. We talked, we did some video. We're going to do more. But we're also looking up in the standings, and we want to move up. And nobody in this division loses too many games in a row. And it's hard to win multiple games in a row. So we want to get better and better as the season goes on. And, tonight's going to be a big game.
We'll go next to Kelly Moore from CJOB. Go ahead, Kelly.
Thank you, Gregor. Good morning, Pierre Luc. Under normal circumstances, perhaps there might be reason for people to be nervous about you guys having a letdown after you had such a satisfying effort in those 3 games against Toronto. But in light of what you just talked about in the standings, and then maybe what happened the last time you met Montreal, does that all kind of fall by the wayside?
Yeah, I think, like I said, and because of this year, you're playing teams 2 and 3 times in a row. It's hard to get consecutive wins every week. But I think that we had a really good road trip against Montreal and Toronto. We're happy about that. But it doesn't mean as much if you come back here and play at your best and you lose. We like I said, we look up in the standings, and to move up, you're gonna have to win consecutive games a lot of times throughout the season, and you can't lose 2 in a row. So tonight's a big game. We forget what happened last time we played them, and we're just looking forward to tonight getting another 2 points and keep moving up.
We'll go next to Carter Brooks from Game On. Go ahead, Carter.
Hi, Pierre Luc. With, I guess, having played just 17 games so far this season, the Jets are now halfway through the season, and you've done 17 of them. Does that seem weird to you that you're halfway through? How have you been able to adapt with the changing landscape? Maybe similar to Scott's question, but what's it like for you as a guy knowing that, hey, the season's half done and here we are?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because of, we're not playing the 82 game season. It's going by fast. We're playing every other day. I think March we played 16 or 17 games, something like that. So, it's a lot less learning in practices. It's a lot more learning in games. It's more video and talking more than practicing and stuff like that. But I think that's kind of how you learn. You get tossed into the mix real fast, and you just have to go play. There's not too much thinking. The best way to do it is to go play out there and look and talk and ask questions and stuff like that. But the guys have been great and trying to help me to get familiar with everybody, whether it be off the ice or on the ice.
And we'll go back to Ken Wiebe from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weber.
Pierre Luc, you knew him as an opponent, but what's the biggest thing that stood out about Nikolai Ehlers now that you've been a teammate of his for a little while here?
Yeah, he can skate. He's a really fast player. He's got good 3 first steps, but once he gets that top speed, there's not many guys in this league that can catch up to him. He moves the puck well, he shoots it well. He's got good hands. Like I said, I played against him in junior and I played against him in the NHL, but only a few times in the NHL. But he's an electrifying player. One of the most talented, definitely, that I think I've ever played with.
And final question to Scott Billick from the Sun. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Pierre Luc, sort of along that same vein, but what is you alluded to it a bit before. So what areas of your game do you still want to be improving in? Where do you kind of see where it's lacking, and where do you see your line at the moment with Ehlers and obviously Kyle Connor?
Yeah, I think my game can get better, and I mean I'm someone who's hard on myself. So to be honest, I think it can get better in every area. Defensively, offensively, face-offs, puck battles, anything really. I think that I have to get back to what made me successful. I have to get back to protecting pucks well, skating pucks out of the zone into the zone, winning one-on-one battles, and stuff like that. I think as a centerman on our line, if I do that, then it gives our line more opportunities offensively. Maybe we can stay in the zone longer if I win that battle, or if I'm a good F3 and have a good stick, stuff like that. So I think that as a centerman, you have a lot of responsibilities, and in order for the line to be successful offensively and defensively, you have to do the centerman has to do his job and try kind of cover and support everybody. So I definitely think I can do a better job with that.